When we look at things that communicate genuine heartache, that communicate injustice, I think what's unique about the God of this book is that the God of the Bible is not the elusive God of deism or the distant God of theism, that the God of the Bible can actually relate to feeling injustice personally. Because the God of the Bible sent his one and only Son, the only innocent person that has ever walked this planet, who was murdered. And I think to a certain degree, when we look to heaven and we say, God, I am frustrated, I'm angry, I am just completely disgusted with injustice in the world, I think God can look down at us and say, me too. It killed my son. And there's an aspect of this was part of God's plan, that God draws straight lines with crooked sticks. And I think we see that even in the instance of Charlie, in the amount of people communicating on social media, on something like X, and saying, I never really thought about the Bible, but I'm seeing these clips of this individual talking about his own faith, and that's moving me. God is using this. There is no purposeless evil in this world that is outside of God's control. And so the God of the Bible is unique in that he doesn't just sympathize with our hurt and our pain and our suffering, but he empathizes with it. Because the God of the Bible sent his Son, the second person of the Trinity, and then that Son, that God, stepped into humanity and personally experienced heartache and loss and betrayal and murder. Because the expectation in the first century was that the Messiah was going to save God's people from the Romans, not be murdered by the Romans. And so the upside down nature of what took place within the life of the Messiah is something that allows God to say, you're hurting, me too. And relate to that. And also say that Jesus didn't stay in the grave. That he rose from the dead and he conquered sin and death.